Yes, that's Leo the Lion. This is Lanier Smith from Sense of Memory, inviting you to join me in the discovery of a really wonderful classic perfume, and to also see the connection that that perfume has with a classic MGM motion picture. Now, the cocktail we're having is perfect for this wonderful film and perfume. It is a Manhattan. A Manhattan is made with 2 parts either bourbon or whiskey, 1 part sweet vermouth, 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, and then you garnish it with a cherry or 2. So stay tuned and find out what classic film this is, what classic French fragrance this is, and how they all tie together with this wonderful cocktail. Cheers. Delicious. The film is Butterfield 8, starring Elizabeth Taylor, Lawrence Harvey, and Eddie Fisher from 1960. And the fragrance in the film is TABAC Blonde. Now, let me tell you a little bit of how this works into the film. The film opens with a bedroom shot of this very swank apartment in New York in 1960. And there's a woman sleeping in a bed with a phone off the hook. Now, Butterfield 8 refers to, in those days, before area codes and country codes, phone numbers started off, instead of numbers, they started off with an exchange that was a word. In this case, it was Butterfield 8. You would dial the B and the U and the 8. And where I grew up, it was Valley 6. So anyway, this woman is found by the camera sleeping in this bed, and the phone is off the hook, and the camera pulls back as she's sleeping, the credits roll. She wakes up, and the man that owns the apartment is gone. She wakes up, she gets up out of bed, she tries to she looks for cigarettes, and they're all gone. She tries to smoke a cigar, that doesn't work. She finds a bottle of whiskey and washes down that awful taste of the cigar with the whiskey. Then she discovers that her dress has been ripped off the night before, and she has nothing to wear. So she puts on her slip, and she goes exploring to try and find something to wear. Through her exploration of this house, of this married man, she comes into the dressing room of the wife, and there on the wife's dressing table are a variety of perfumes. She tries one of them on, doesn't like it. The next one she tries on, she likes. And she liberally puts it on here and on her arms, and she just practically douses herself with this incredibly famous perfume, and it's TABAC Blonde. I'll put a link down below so you can actually see that opening scene from Butterfield 8, in which actually Elizabeth Taylor won her first Oscar. So enough about Butterfield 8. Let's get into incredible fragrance. So here we have the box. It really is a lovely box. It's of course made in France, and it comes from the House of Caron, as I said. A little bit about the House of Caron. The House of Caron was created in the early 20th century and the nose was Ernst Daltroff, and TABAC Blonde was his presentation in 1919. The house also is famous for a kind of unrequited romance between Daltroff and the woman he hired to be his artistic director. And he was in love with her, never declared his love. And one of the fragrances that he created was called N'aimez que moi, which means love no one but me. And the rumor is that perhaps he created it for her. That was also in 1916 during the First World War, and that perfume was given by a lot of soldiers, French soldiers going off to war, to their girlfriends as kind of forget-me-nots to remember them. But anyway, back to TABAC Blonde. TABAC Blonde was created in 1919, and it was created for women who smoked and who, well, the women were changing radically at that time after the war. Hair was cut, what they call bobbed. Skirts went shorter than ever before in history, and then we're going to even go shorter than that in the 20s. And it was a whole new era of liberation for women. In the United States in 1920, they got the vote, and this perfume was created to celebrate and express the liberation of women at that time. TABAC Blonde is classified as a leather fragrance, and as I said, the nose behind it is Ernst Daltov. The other perfumes you may be familiar with by him are such perfumes as Royal Bain de Caron, French Cancan, Belogia, and Alpona. Also, he's really famous for Nuit de Noël, which is a Christmas perfume that is really beautiful. This fragrance main accords are floral, woody, leather, warm, spicy, and powdery. The top notes are carnation, lime, and leather. The mid notes are vetiver, iris, ylang-ylang, and the bottom notes are musk, patchouli, Virginia cedar, and vanilla. So let's open it up. The box, as I said, is very beautiful. It's white with gold little stars all over it, and there you can see the name of the perfume, and it's an eau de parfum, and down here it says Caron Paris. Let's open this part up here and get it out, and I've been wearing it for a couple of days, and it really is, well, we'll get to that. Here's the bottle. The bottle is really beautiful. You can see it's very classic in its design, and just really, 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 I just love this bottle. It's so, so beautiful. So a little bit about this fragrance. It's, as I said, it was created for women in 1919, but there is a rumor that it was originally created for men, and it was confiscated by women, taken over by women as a perfume that they loved. So consequently, it is a very masculine, feminine fragrance. It is a leather fragrance, and it opens with this beautiful, beautiful carnation, a kind of burst of carnation, this peppery carnation, and there's a dash of lime running around in there, kind of like in a daiquiri, and there's that leather right in the top notes, and the leather carries through all the way through this fragrance. It is sublime. Now, the vetiver, the iris, and the ylang-ylang are in the center. They never take over the leather. They are kind of, even though they're the hard notes, they play supporting roles. They're kind of like the ingenues to the great star. And the dry down is punctuated by this really beautiful, it becomes woody mixed with the leather by that beautiful Virginia cedar, and a warm, warm vanilla kind of washes over all of that in the end. It is magnificent. Now let's take a look at the spray. There you can see it really, up there where you can really see it. A nice spray, beautiful spray. Oh, there's that leather. And you know, you can see on a woman like Elizabeth Taylor or her character Gloria Wanderess from Butterfield 8, how this would appeal to her, because she was a very wild character, very liberated, very free. She was sexually very active and experimental, and putting this fragrance on just kind of embodies that wonderful feeling of Manhattan in the 60s, that glittering Manhattan of places like the Stork Club and El Morocco and Broadway in those days, and just, it really is sophisticated, elegant, and certainly can be worn by a man or a woman, and it is just wonderful. So if you're looking for a really good leather, either for a man or for a woman, that is classic and quite reasonable. This was $80 US. This is 30 mil, $80 US, and it really is packs a wallop for that price. I really, really love it. TABAC Blonde is readily available in many locations. Probably best to try your local department store. If they don't have it, if you can't find it, certainly check out the website for Tiger Lily here in San Francisco. I'll put a link down below. They are carrying it now, this and several other of the wonderful fragrances from the House of Caron. So you can certainly order it online from them. The longevity on this is quite exceptional, and everywhere that I wore it, people commented and said how beautiful it was. And the projection is really, really good. It projects beautifully. So there we have my take on this beautiful classic from the House of Caron, which is TABAC Blonde. And, well, I guess all we can say now is remember, wear what you love and not what they say you should like. This is Lionel Smith from Sense Memory, and I'll talk to you later. Cheers.